every year. The doors open and the madness begins. Shoppers rush in for deals, bargains, treasures they'll forget by next week. But this Black Friday, something else came through the doors. Something hungry. In the aisles of a big box store, under cheap lights and cheaper holiday decor, the customers aren't the only ones fighting to survive. Tonight, retail becomes carnage. This is Black Friday.
Before we begin, a quick warning. Opening Kill is a horror podcast that contains adult language, disturbing themes, and graphic descriptions of violent acts, especially the kills featured in each film. We also dive deep into plot details and character arcs. So if you haven't seen the movie we're covering, expect full spoilers ahead. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
Opening Kill, the horror podcast that slices deep into the genre we love. We're talking slashers, supernatural nightmares, creature features, and everything in between. Every episode, we break down a different horror film. From its killer cold open to its blood-soaked finale, we track the body count, analyze the scares, and give credit where it's gruesomely due. From iconic franchises to hidden gems, you'll find them all here. Hosted by filmmaker and horror scholar Brian O'Connor and Michael Duran, lifelong genre fan and scream scene specialist. So sharpen your knives, turn off the lights, and let's get into it. This is Opening Kill.
Hello and welcome to Opening Kill. I'm Brian O'Connor.
And I am, as always, Michael Duran.
You are always Michael Duran. That's great.
Yeah, I try to keep it pretty consistent with my
you do a good job.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
I'm sure it does. So here we are into episode number 43. We've gotten through 43. Well, we're about to get through 43 of these. And
right.
Just in time for the holiday, Michael, guess what we're doing?
I'm assuming since I watched it, we're doing Black Friday.
That would be correct.
I hope. Otherwise, I watched the wrong movie.
That's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is coming into this going, wait a minute, did you? What happened? We both watched different movies. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
Hey, we still have time.
That's true, we do.
It's only 43. We got plenty.
Plenty more.
Well,
Well, we are thankful to all of our new listeners on this Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving.
And, of course, we're on YouTube as well with the video version of Opening Kill, so make sure that you check us out there as well.
I saw a couple things. First one, I saw the Black Phone 2. And
you did? Okay.
I did, and I will keep it very vague since you haven't even seen the first Black Phone.
Yeah, I know.
I liked it more than the first one. I think this one is definitely better. Ethan Hawke is great. He was good in the first one. He's probably the highlight of that first one, but I think he steps it up a little bit in this second one. Mm-hmm. And I know this is probably blasphemous for me to say, but I'm not the biggest Nightmare on Elm Street fan. And this movie does kind of Nightmare on Elm Street in a way that I thought was even scarier than Nightmare ever did it. So I think this one is a lot of fun. Definitely worth checking out. And it's got a very wintry vibe to it. So I know we're not quite at winter yet, but we're getting there. So
close enough.
It fit the season. And then I won't talk too much about this next one because it's not really horror, but Hannah and I went and saw Wicked Part 2, and it was fantastic.
I was going to ask how long it was going to take you to wait. Did you go opening?
Yeah, Thursday. Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was fun.
Had a feeling you probably did. And by the way, I won't tell researcher Shay what you just said about Nightmare on Elm Street. Just between
I know she's a big fan, but hey, I don't think we really agree on many things as far as.
I think you're right. Well, I didn't see anything horror. I did watch a very entertaining action thriller called Red from 2010. This was actually pretty entertaining. The cast is just stacked. Bruce Willis, who plays a retired CIA agent, Helen Mirren, Morgan Freeman, Ernest Borgnine, John Malkovich, Richard Dreyfuss, Carl Urban, and Mary Louise Parker. I mean, this thing, it was very entertaining. A lot of comedy in it. And yeah, it was fun just to get away from the whole horror vibe for a day.
Right. No, that's an insane cast. So it's like I don't know if I've ever heard of this. Is it like a heist or just like a...
So he plays...
What is it?
He plays a retired CIA analyst, but he was actually more than that. He was like Black Ops, this guy, Bruce Willis's character. And he is now being hunted by the CIA. They're trying to kill off witnesses to an operation that they had done in Guatemala or somewhere years and years and years ago. And so now they're going after, there's this list of people they're trying to pick off, and he's on the list. And so Bruce Willis, Helen Mirren, Morgan Freeman, and John Malkovich, they're all retired CIA, and they're all killers. And they come out of retirement to help him fight back.
Oh, I have heard of this. This was like the joke that this is like the old people Expendables. It's like the old people Expendables. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. I randomly, as soon as you said that whole cast again, I'm like, oh wait, it clicked. Okay. I never saw that, but it looked fun.
It was fun. It was fun to spend, like a Saturday afternoon just watching something like that. So yeah.
There you go.
Red.
Right on.
Well, let's get into Black Friday, shall we?
Let's do it. Let's brave the stores and get ourselves a sick little deal.
Directed by Casey Tebow, written by Andy Greskovic, released September 24th, 2021, 84 minutes long, rated R. Filmed, this is what I love, filmed primarily at a Babies R Us in North Attleboro, Massachusetts. Devin Sawa is in it. Ryan Lee, Stephen Peck, Michael Jai White, and Bruce Campbell, who also produced this. And, it's unfortunate it was filmed and released during the COVID-19 pandemic. So as far as box office numbers, I think it said it grossed like $1,500 some odd dollars at the box office, but all the theaters were shut down.
And COVID hurt this movie in more ways than just like the box office performance, because with the store, it was this was like one of the first movies back in production after the shutdown. And they were only allowed 5 background extras per shot. And when it's a movie about a Black Friday sale that's supposed to be chaotic in the store, it doesn't really allow you to set that scene very well. Right. And you feel it. Like, this movie feels very empty. It almost feels like the store is dying and on its way out, as opposed to, it's supposed to, like, corporate, they mentioned in this movie, corporate's expecting like 6 figures that one day. So it's clearly supposed to be a very busy store, and it's just not.
Yeah. Its tagline, it's Thanksgiving and the Black Friday shoppers are coming for deals, bargains, and blood.
What a hell of a tagline. I love those cheesy, stupid ass taglines. There's just something so charming.
It's about a parasitic organism that crashes to Earth and infects Black Friday shoppers as well as store employees. And the night employees suddenly find themselves trapped inside with a growing horde of mutated, increasingly monstrous customers. The infection spreads. The staff has to try and fight their way through all the chaos, workplace drama, and a massive creature that is forming from the merged bodies of transformed shoppers. So, very creative. And it's one of those movies, and I like these kind of movies where we get people in it that get killed twice. They get killed as a human, and then they get killed as a mutant. So the numbers are inflated here a little bit, but that is what it is.
We'll take it.
So we start out, it is it's almost Black Friday. This is Thanksgiving night, and a parasitic organism attacks employee Monty while he's preparing the store for its Black Friday sale. Monty becomes infected and mutates and attacks 2 coworkers. And believe it or not, in 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes, that's our opening kill.
The opening kill.
Yeah, it's not a very impressive one. A little bit of a letdown.
It is.
You don't see anything.
You really don't. It's butter knife for me.
Yep, I have to give it that as well. It's a little bit of a bummer, but hey, not all of them can be butchers. We've been giving out like platinum butchers lately, so it's time for just a run of the mill butter knife opening kill.
I do love got that.
Yeah, we definitely did. And one of my favorite aspects of this scene is Doug is hanging up the Black Friday like banner, but like this font that it's in is like in this like horror movie like red drippy like font. It does not look like a welcome into the store kind of a banner.
Makes me want to stay away.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I think I'll pass.
Yeah.
I don't need a toaster that bad.
So Ken Bates drops his daughters off, Lila and Gracie, at their mother's home before he has to go into work. And that's where we meet his coworker, Chris Godecki, and he picks him up and they drive to their late shift at the store, which is called We Love Toys, by the way, but they filmed it in the Babies R Us store. And
right. And this introduction to Chris is so ridiculously filmed because Chris has like a rich ass family and it's like you see him come into frame, but it's not showing his face. It's like just his torso. So you're like, who's playing this guy? Like clearly this is going to be like some sort of a reveal. And then it finally pans up to him. You're like, the fucking bucktooth kid from Super 8. Like that's what we're doing here. Like, so yeah, very anticlimactic there. I was like, okay, interesting choice, but whatever.
So they get to the We Love Toys store and shoppers. I love how they present the shoppers. It's just, it's great. They're just pressed up against the windows. They can't wait to get in and they just look like it's a competition and they're going to rip each other apart. And
I mean, Black Friday shopping used to be a sport.
Man, it did. It did. And I think this is the second movie that we've seen where this kind of crowd comes in for Black Friday. We meet the rest of their coworkers, Marnie, Brian, Archie, Ruth, Emmett, Anita, and Bircher. And they get ready to open the store for the night. And Jonathan, who is played by Bruce Campbell, is the store manager. And he's back in his office, making an announcement about, get ready. And he does a countdown here in a little bit too. But it was good to see Bruce Campbell in something other than Evil Dead.
Right. And they also do like the not face reveal with him. This one makes sense. You're like, okay, Bruce Campbell, you just see like the chin. You're like, I know that chin.
Mm-hmm.
I know that voice, and it's a great little reveal. And this is a fun role for him, I think.
I think so too, and I agree with you. I love how they present him and how they reveal him.
Yeah.
Because you see his hand on the microphone, and then the chin, and you're like, okay, and the voice obviously gives him away too. But it was really nice to see him in this film. Bircher is the other employee. He is attacked by an infected shopper outside. He's out there taking a smoke break and he gets locked out.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Door closes behind him and there's this eerie glow coming from underneath a car that's parked out back. And you don't actually see what happens. He just looks over and something, the parasite, is coming at him, and that is kill number 2. Bircher lasts not very long in this movie.
No, and hey, if he wasn't smoking, maybe he would have lasted longer. So smoking kills. Little PSA there.
In more ways than one.
Yeah. The Dare dog taught me that.
Oh, is that true? Well,
I think it was a dog.
good.
I don't know. Maybe it was a lion. It was a mammal. I know that.
It was a mammal. A mammal taught
It
you.
was a mammal. A mammal taught me the dangers of drugs and smoking.
Oh, there you go. So Jonathan Wexler, the manager, orders the doors opened, and they just stream in. And people start getting infected pretty quickly in this movie. So customers are swarming in, and they're not nice to each other. They're not nice to the employees. And immediately we get a man and a woman who get infected, kills 3 and 4. And chaos is about to break out in this store.
Right. And Chris is shown at the register, and there's like a little gooey thingy on his like keyboard.
Yeah.
And he's a germaphobe. They set that up.
Oh, God. I think that's an understatement.
Yeah, he can't handle it. So this is a how the fuck is he supposed to work in retail?
I know.
Where he's handling money
and
he's a germaphobe. Whatever. I didn't write this thing. But he's just moving so slowly because of this. And this lady is being such a snatch to him. And it's just such a funny scene. Because he's just like, he's how I was when I had customer service, frantic as all hell and trying his best. And so I saw little flashbacks to me.
Did you serve? Did you? Was it okay, or was it like, PTSD kicking in?
Little PTSD because I got spit on once.
Didn't you work for an airline? You worked for an airline, didn't you? Oh God, yeah. Never. I couldn't do that. Could not do that.
I don't recommend it because people get real pissed when they miss their flights because of their own actions.
Right. That's the thing. When you do
and
it
who
to
do they
yourself,
blame?
Of course. First person they see. Why take responsibility when you can just cause a scene for no reason and blame somebody else? Yeah.
It's way more fun.
Well, what's funny about Chris in this too, he wasn't supposed to be at the register. Brian, who I guess is like the department manager, not the store manager, does not care for Chris very much. And so Chris thought he was just going to be out on the floor, and Brian comes up to him very sassy. Says, "Oh, you're going to be at the register all night." And so you can see the disappointment on his face and almost the terror that he's going to have to, deal with customers face to face up at the register.
And Brian, that character is so fucking, like you said, sassy, but he is so funny.
Yep.
Such a dick too.
So more people are now starting to become violent. As this parasitic infection spreads throughout the store, employees are now defending themselves as these people are transforming into these. They're pretty much like zombies.
Yeah, it's very interesting things because they never really explain what they are. Mm-hmm. They just mutate and get kind of angry and violent, and there's this one great scene with Chris where he's attacked by two. I think it's the husband and the wife ones who were infected pretty early on, and he just fucking hands their asses to him. Like you're like, okay, look at you, Chris, fighting back.
A little surprised by that. Actually,
I was. Yeah, I thought as soon as she touched him, he would die of germs.
Well, Emmett becomes infected, kill number 5, and grows a tentacle, which is interesting.
Yeah,
I mean now
this new little thing that they do is. I didn't care for it. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
I did not like this.
The employees are in the back storeroom, and the character Anita, she's kind of a bitch. She is the employee of the month constantly, and she rubs it in everybody's faces. She's kissing the manager's ass constantly and really putting everybody else down and making them know that she is superior to them.
Much to the chagrin of Chris, too. Like, that's Chris's dream for some reason, randomly, to be employee of the month.
At a toy store. Yeah. Well, Emmett's little tentacle kills Anita for kill number 6.
Yeah.
And
that was nice.
Oh man, that was a fun one. That was a fun one. And there's all this chaos going on out on the main sales floor, and they start to peek out a little bit, and there's a store employee. He was torn in half off screen, and you just see his upper torso being dragged by one of these creatures through the store. Kill number 7 right there. But yeah, it's just just a lot of shenanigans going on right now in the sales floor.
Yeah, tomfoolery and shenanigans. It's and violence, and it's so funny. Like, I just love how they just hide out in the back for the majority of this movie. They're
Yep.
like, we're just gonna avoid that.
But that's not the worst idea.
No, I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not facing monsters. No, thank you.
No, I tend to. I mean, in these situations, I see these movies and they say never split up, always stay together. I think they're doing the right thing, but when you're doing that, you don't really have much of a movie,
Right, which is why I would not make a good horror character.
No, I definitely would not either.
I have too much of the cowardly lion in me.
You and me both. So we get to know Ruth a little bit. Ruth is one of the older employees, and she isolates herself in the office while Archie leads Chris and Brian through a group of mutants. What they're trying to do is close an exit door, which is open, and that's where all these people, these transformed mutants, are coming through. So they're out there and they're trying to be quiet. And Archie, he's a big dude. He's kind of like in charge here, and he tells everybody, just be quiet and follow me. And that's not what happens. Chris makes some noise and attracts attention. And now we have some fun kills coming up here because Archie has to step in and save the day because they're coming for Chris.
Right.
And I love the deaths that occur by nail gun. And we get one here, which is great.
We do. And it's a fun one. He's Archie's a badass. He's played by the same guy. He was in a Batman, The Dark Knight. He's in The Dark Knight. I think he's the one who gets killed by the pencil by the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
I know for sure he's at least in that scene. I don't know if he's the one who gets killed, but that's where I recognized him from.
So nail gun, that's kill number 8. And then they finally do get to the exit, and they're about to close it, and they think somebody else is coming through. And they're right. Another infected shopper comes running through, but Archie is ready for him with a fire extinguisher and bashes his head in with it as it comes in. So, that is that.
Oh my God.
And they close the door.
Yeah, they get it all sealed up.
Right. Ken, who is our lead guy here, and Jonathan, the store manager, then head to a bathroom. And this is kind of a weird, creepy scene.
It's very weird. So, like, Jonathan and Ken is going to the bathroom. So he's like, and then Jonathan's like trying to get some of his weed or whatever that he's stashed up in the ceiling. And so he's up there trying to grab it. And Ken's just like, what are you doing? That's not allowed here. He's like, I think we're going to be fine. Situation has changed.
Yeah.
We're not just working Black Friday right now. We're dealing with a fucking mutant horde.
Jonathan's doing a number 2, and he's got a great line. He goes, if we need to go real quick, I can pinch one off and we can get the hell out.
I fucking loved that line. There's a couple of really funny one-liners in this one.
There is. Yeah.
I think pinch one off is absolutely one of them.
I think so too.
And then a creature does burst into the bathroom though and interrupts the number 2. And
he was in the stall next door to Jonathan.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And is battling Ken, and he ends up actually throwing him through the whole last wall and on out into the hall. And that's just such I love like a goofy through a wall gag.
Oh yeah.
And this one actually looked pretty darn good.
So this character was Lou, and I think he was like a delivery guy, or he was a big dude. And there was a scene earlier where it looks like he's about to shit himself because he's like, bathroom. And Ken's like, in the back.
That was him.
That was him. Yeah.
That was
so
that's
he
why
went
he's
running
in the bathroom.
Yep. That's why he was in the bathroom. He was infected.
Look at me realizing things.
Yeah. So regular Lou, human Lou, kill number 10. And then, infected Lou comes bursting out of that stall. And like you said, that great through the wall scene. And Jonathan finally, kills him, stabs him with something or whatever he does with it.
Yeah.
So infected Lou dies. So there's one character who dies twice. That's kill number 11.
And then we have Marnie, who I didn't know this. I learned that's the little girl, the main little girl in Pan's Labyrinth.
I did know that.
Ophelia.
I had actually looked her up, and because she looked familiar.
Kind of crazy that was her. But she's doing her own little side mission at the moment. She sneaks into like the Santa's village, and she sees, I hated this. She sees that there's like that all the little creature people, they are like being assimilated into this cotton candy-ish looking bulbous sack.
It looks really weird.
Like, it reminded me of like the killer clowns from outer space cocoons.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And so they're just like all becoming one with this thing, which we learn, okay, I understand now later, but for right now, you're kind of like, what the fuck is going on here?
So we see 2 infected shoppers, kills 12 and 13, that are, they're just embracing this thing and being absorbed by it. So it was very, very weird scene. Yeah.
And then they kind of all just regroup out on the sales floor now. So everyone is back together. And Ruth, we didn't really talk about her. Ruth is fucking hilarious.
She's very funny.
She has some lines you're just like, oh, okay.
She's got to be like, I don't know, 65, 70 years old. She's, I think she's probably been with the store forever, longer than anybody, I would think.
Yeah, and she's just does not have a filter on that mouth.
No, she doesn't. I love that.
I do too. Like, give me like a insane old person who just says off the wall shit. I'm laughing every time.
Yep, totally. So this police car comes crashing through the front of the storefront out of nowhere.
Speaking of Ruth.
Yeah, poor Ruth. So there's a couple of kills we're going to count here. The police officer who was mutated, off screen. We don't see him, but he's dead. And poor Ruth gets killed by the car that's running through the store. And now they've got
yeeted.
Oh,
she gets yeeted out of frame.
Oh my God. It's bad. And now they have another problem on their hands because they were able to secure that back exit earlier. Well, now there's no stopping them. They're just going to pour through this broken glass storefront now. And that's exactly, what happens. So these more of the mutants enter the store now, and everybody's running for cover. Archie kills quite a few, 3 of them here. He's kind of Chris's protector. Chris is sticking close to him, and so we get a mutant that attacks, and Archie kills that one with a screwdriver to the eye.
Yep.
There's another one that rushes him from behind, and he just kind of turns and slashes him. And then kill number 18 is another one, and on the ground, and he gets stabbed.
Right.
And then poor Archie. Damn, this was disappointing.
Yeah, I liked Archie. His name did not match his face or build.
No. Not at all. And this is a very creepy scene. The noises that this creature is making as it's stalking Archie, it's pretty bad.
It's very like, kind of like velociraptor-y.
It just gave me the creeps, which, if that's what they were trying to do, congratulations.
That was really good sound designing there. I don't know what they used, but it's a very weird, unique sound.
So Archie looks up, and this creature had gone to the very top of those shelves and just opens his mouth and spits this, whatever it is, that it's like very spider webby, but super thick, mucusy. And it then all of a sudden he goes shooting up, and that's that. And Chris is seeing this going, oh my God. And that's kill 19.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Archie.
Boy.
So then, after we lose the MVP Archie, Ken, Marnie, Chris, Brian, and Jonathan.
They all still hanging around. Yeah.
He's still kicking. They end up barricading themselves back into the storeroom. So they journeyed out, and now they're back barricading themselves in the storeroom.
And this next scene, in my opinion, kind of brought things to a screeching halt, because now they're all just sitting around in the storeroom talking about their work histories and their relationships, and then tensions, start to rise, and then they start fighting with each other, arguing with each other. And it just seemed to go on a long time. And I mean, they're giving you a lot of backstory that I don't know you necessarily needed for this movie.
No, you did not.
Yeah.
And they're like, they're eating their meal of sliced turkey meat to
oh my God,
feast.
That's right.
We do get one of the best lines though, because Ken is kind of like the hotshot worker here. He's like the cool guy.
Right.
And Chris they're fighting, and Chris ends up saying something to the effect of, he's like, you're like my son. He's like, you see me way too much to be your kid. Like, it was such a savage move, because it's very much shown earlier on that Ken does not really get to see his kids much.
Right.
And that was just a great little line.
We do find out that Ken and Marnie have this weird little...
Yeah, that was weird.
I don't know. It was kind of weird. They're not dating, but they made out, and...
in the back.
Yeah, and she tells him, you're as old as my dad, or something like that. And it was kind of a weird moment, and then everybody else is kind of weirded out, and it made it very awkward. So I'm not sure,
And it didn't add anything, because it doesn't lead to anything later on. It's just like they did not need to. It just made you think Ken's just like a creep. Like, it didn't add anything to sympathize with him for sure. So I don't understand that choice, but we learned that that's happening.
Yeah, we certainly do, and we really didn't need to know that. Thank you.
No, and the only thing that I guess that good that comes from it is Jonathan's reaction to all this. Is he's just so horrified that they were making out at work,
right?
Like,
he's a by the book guy, and so is Brian though too. I mean, there are rules, and you're not going to break them. Everything is by the book. So, well, Emmett, this is where Emmett comes back, infected Emmett.
Right. Yeah.
And he breaks into the...
cool as hell.
Oh, man. Yes, totally. And I think this is another first on Opening Kill. Infected Emmett is beaten to death with a tool bag by Ken. So I don't know if we've had a tool bag be used as a weapon to kill somebody in a movie yet, but now we have. So
now we have. And I like how, because like earlier on in the movie, the people, the creatures, they just kind of look like zombies. And now we have one that like is a straight up monster like looking thing. Great makeup effects.
Incredible makeup effects. Absolutely. So during all of this melee, Ken is bitten. And now he thinks he's infected. Everybody thinks he's infected. And so he decides to remain behind, and so that the others can escape. And their plan is to go to a loading dock and get into a delivery truck. And they fight off another mutant. Chris is unable to get the truck started because he doesn't know how to drive it. It's a pretty complicated truck. I mean, he just has obviously never driven one like this before. And he's pushing all these buttons and just has no idea. He can start it, but he doesn't know how to put it into drive and go.
Right.
So they're stuck at the store.
Poor Chris, dude. He's trying his best. He's from a rich family. He's never had to drive a fancy truck.
The store catches on fire now.
You add that to the things going on here. And this is one of the coolest scenes, though, with Ken in the storeroom. Because we get like this one's a female creature thing, and she's just kind of stalking him throughout the storage room. And there's this one scene, like he's hiding, he's like seen her, and then he is hiding, and like you just see her like in the dark right next to him, and she like then goes and tries to grab him. But I just liked that little jump scare. I thought it was a good little effective one.
Well, and that is the old woman, the angry grandma from earlier, who was just a total bitch. And she was, I mean, she just felt so entitled. And that was like, what? That woman, that's who it was. Yeah. There's a scene where he's in an aisle and she's on the aisle on the other side, and he doesn't know she's there, and he's talking about how all the customers are idiots. And she looks through the shelf because there's a missing box so she can see him. Oh, we're just idiots to you, huh? And she threatens him, and he plugs a toy into the hole so he can't see her anymore. That was at the beginning.
And I like that she was just so angry that she had to take her top off once she became a creature.
God, I know.
She's like, I gotta free these sweet nips. And she does.
And before that scene, though, Jonathan, Chris, Marnie, and Brian, they end up on the roof, and Jonathan actually sacrifices himself so that Chris, Marnie, and Brian can get back to the ground level. He basically opens a hatch where these things are coming out of the thing, this mutant thing is coming out of, and he just jumps in there and sacrifices himself, which was interesting. That was kill 21. And then the angry grandma, she died as a human. That was 22. And then infected angry grandma, she, kill number 23.
And I do like that Ken is on like roller skates this entire like fight.
Not just roller skates, but musical lighted roller skates.
Yes. Just truly a thing of beauty.
It really is. Well, the creature that all of these mutants are sacrificing themselves to is growing like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. And that's exactly what I thought when I saw this thing. And, it like starts to stand up, and it's bursts through like the roof, and it's just this massive thing. And so what happens when this giant monster finally makes its appearance? Fucking nothing. Does it move around? No, it stands in one ass spot. And we do learn here that Brian, that little sack of shit, Ken actually wasn't bitten because he's never turned. So we're like, what's going on here? Brian confesses that he just bit him in the little scrap, right, to make him think that he was now infected, so he would stay behind. So Brian really is just a giant turd. Yeah. That's it was like, what? Well, yeah, Ken's no hero. He doesn't deserve the accolades and everything else. It's like, so you bit him to make him think, oh my God, you are just pathetic.
What a shithead. So then Brian then tries to confront the creature, and this is great. This is the most this creature does. It's like he's standing up there like yelling at it, and it just the little arm comes out and just kind of like just fucking tinks him across the parking lot.
Just flicks him away like he's a bug.
Yeah, and so we finally get Brian's death, and it's a good one. It's really funny. I appreciated that they went with this kind of a scenario.
Well, and the funny thing is with this, Brian wanted to talk to him because, I know customer service and I know how to deal. It's like, you know how to deal with a giant mutant? What the hell? Right. And that's what he was trying to do, was talk to him and talk to the mutant to try and get it to calm down. And so they could, develop, a dialogue or whatever. And just bleep, and he's gone.
He's gone. And then Ken does end up rejoining Chris and Marnie outside. And this is a really cool scene. So Ken is distracting the monster, and Chris then is getting on this forklift thing, and he's driving it over, and the monster then shoots its little tongue tentacle thing out onto this forklift. And this is brilliant because Chris stays in it just long enough, and then he hops out, and the monster's tentacle retracts, bringing this forklift and it just stabs it right in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that. I was like, oh, hell yeah, that's a badass moment for Chris. And I don't think we've ever gotten a tentacle retraction forklift to the face kill either.
That I'm marking that down now. That is another first. Yeah. And we should mention the forklift driver who had been infected. He's kill number 25. And he was in the cab of that forklift when Ken runs up and he just grabs him and tosses him out and takes over the forklift.
That's so great.
Yeah. And it's basically the movie, Ken, Chris, and Marnie escape in Ken's car, and they're driving away, and the camera kind of pans over to another nearby store, and there's another mutant giant creature that is popped through the roof of that building. So there are more. Even though they got rid of the one, who knows how many more there are. So,
and what kind of like alien is this? That it's like, okay, we're gonna have our invasion. And we're going to start in box stores.
Yeah. That's a good question that I don't have an answer for. Yeah.
Neither does the movie. It's fine.
Neither does the movie. So 26 kills. That includes the infected ones and the humans here. Who was your favorite character in this?
Chris, for sure. Okay. I thought he was great. And I like the actor, Ryan Lee. He was he was in like the first live action Goosebumps. He's also in This Is 40, and he's just in one scene in that movie, but he gets his ass lit up by Leslie Mann. She just is going off on this poor little kid. That was such a great scene. But I just love Ryan Lee as a little actor, and Chris is he's endearing. I liked him.
Well, yeah, I agree. I would have to say for me, he's a dick, but I liked Brian just because of, the sassiness.
For sure.
And he had some funny lines. Unfortunately, they were just very mean spirited. Stephen Peck was the actor who played him, but I would have to say it's probably Brian if I had to pick one.
I mean, that's a really good pick, honestly. There's very few things I love more than like a sassy, borderline douchebag character.
You're right. My favorite kill was the forklift kill. Just watching it go into to like the giant face of, there were like two faces on this master giant mutant. And that forklift just went right through the face. That was my favorite kill.
Yep, samesies.
Favorite scene, I talked about this earlier. It's when Archie, right before he dies and he's stalked by that creature. It was just creepy as hell. There was enough tension there. And those sounds just really unnerved me. So I think that's probably my favorite scene.
Mine is also a scene that involves that sound. It's the Ken storeroom scene where he's getting stalked by the titted lady. But it was similar. It felt very like Jurassic Park kitchen scene.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's one of my favorite cinematic scenes, so I really enjoyed it.
So we have 3 people that survive. So we have a final girl and 2 final boys. I don't know. I give them a combined score of a 6.
That's fair. I'm gonna just do it like a 5. Mostly because honestly, Marnie brings the group down as far as like, I didn't like her character at all. Frank, I didn't like Ken's either. I really, out of like the survivors, the only one I really cared for was Chris, and I did thoroughly enjoy him. But not a big fan of the majority of the survivors, so I'll just do a 5.
Okay, that's fair. How screwed are we?
I feel like I'd be okay. I would, first off, not be working retail. I'm too afraid to do it.
Right.
And then if I would have just immediately hid in the back and would have never like shown my face until like the fire happened, and then I just would have ran off. Like, I don't know why they kept wasting all this time trying to find like trucks and shit. Just fucking run. Just run. There wasn't that many of them out there.
No, and that's why I would have just left the store out the back door. I wouldn't have even stuck around in the storeroom, wouldn't have hid. I would have just gotten the hell out of there and then moved on with my life. But that was the thing. They could have left at any time, and they should have left, you know.
They did not do a good job of setting up the scenario where they couldn't escape. Like, it was it was always very easy for them to leave. They just didn't.
Right. What was your star grade on this?
I gave it 2.5.
Okay.
Like, and that sounds like a really low, and it's a fine movie. It's worth watching. It is nothing special. So in that aspect, I was a little bit let down. But it's totally serviceable. Like, there's nothing like super wrong with it. It's just low budget, and it was definitely hurt by the COVID pandemic. I think it did not help make this movie feel big in any way. It felt very small. And so, 2.5 for me.
So I'll give it a 3, but I agree with you. I think it's a fun watch, especially over Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
But it's, it's not something that I got real excited about. I mean, it was like you say, it was fine. That's my Michael Dern impression. It was fine.
That's good.
Thank you. Slasher survival tip. If the customers start foaming at the mouth, glowing in the eyes, or moving in bulk like a discount rack stampede, clock out. No job is worth becoming part of the return policy.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
I think
I like that one.
Probably, if you heed that advice, next time mutants come along and take over your store that you're working at, just get the hell out. Go. In fact, don't even bother to clock out. Just leave.
No, that's what I was going to say. I'm like, just leave. Like, commit some time clock theft. Like, get a little bit of extra money out of this. And I think another thing you could always also tip is just like, the customer is never right. Just have that motto, and you'll be set.
Coming up here in just a moment, we will get into our scare preview. I want to say hello to our good friend Courtney from Jaunty Hunts, one of our favorite supernatural podcasts.
Yes. Courtney's got Jaunty Hunts, and she's kept a little secret for over 30 years. It's that she could see ghosts, and now, she's felt comfortable to finally just share that part of her life with everyone else on the internet. And she's got a ton of insane just stories about her personal experiences with the supernatural, and it's very fun listen.
I think one of my favorite, there were a couple of episodes she did on her first season. Her friend Sierra joined her for that, and they were talking about the most haunted places on the East Coast, because she was in New York living there. And so they started talking about it. And if you think about the East Coast, it's older than the West Coast, so there are more haunted places out there. So they did like a double episode. They did one on the East Coast, and then they did another one on the West Coast. So just fascinating stories and guests that go on that as well. So yeah, definitely make sure you check out the Jaunty Hunts podcast. All right, there are a bunch of new movies coming out in the near future of the horror kind, and we're going to preview a couple right now, and we'll see if Michael and I match, because we don't tell each other what our scare previews are. It's a little experiment.
Yeah, we used to, but not anymore. I really doubt we're going to have the same one this week, for sure. So mine is Flowervale Street.
Yeah, no match.
Cool. It's got a pretty damn good cast. It's got Anne Hathaway, Ewan McGregor, and Macy Stella. That's kind of it was mainly just Anna Hathaway and Ewan McGregor that were exciting, but it's a fun little science fiction-y horror looking movie that is about a family in the 80s where they start to notice very bizarre happenings in their neighborhood, and the bizarre happenings in their neighborhood are a little thing called dinosaurs. So it seems like there's some weird like time loop thing that's brought dinosaurs into their 80s neighborhood. So it just looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And I haven't seen the trailer for it, but I did see a couple of like photos, and one of them has Anne Hathaway like just covered in blood. So it looks like it's going to be kind of bloody. And yeah, so I'm pretty darn I learned about it today. I was like, ooh, okay. I love me some dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And Ewan McGregor.
Oh, man. That sounds intriguing.
Yeah, very interesting. So I'm excited. I forgot to tell you when it comes out. Let's take a gander at that. It is August 14th. So still quite a ways off.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my movie is one called We Bury the Dead. And this is directed by Zach Hilditch. Daisy Ridley is in the cast, Mark Cole-Smith, and Brenton Thwaites. It is a survival film which centers on a woman's journey to find her missing husband. And during this, she's taken on grief, loss, and also the undead. So this is kind of a zombie apocalypse type thing, underground. Looks very good. I watched the trailer and went, oh, yeah, one of these. Comes out January 2nd. So it's just less than 2 months away. So anyway, We Bury the Dead. So can't wait for that.
Nice. That sounds like a fun one.
Yeah.
I don't like Daisy Ridley, though. So
well, then you may not like this movie so much.
Maybe she dies.
I doubt it. I think she's like the main character, so I don't think she does.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. There it is. Well, that is it for episode 43, Black Friday. Next week, we have Sinister from 2012.
Ooh.
So that'll be fun to tackle.
Yeah, according to science, that's the scariest movie of all time.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with it, but we'll see.
Definitely. Well, subscribe to us on social. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Make sure you tell your friends about this. And don't forget our new channel on YouTube. If you want the video version of Opening Kill, we are there.
Yeah, we also have just the audio version there too. So it's all there for you. It's your one-stop shop at Opening Kill on YouTube. And if you also want to shoot us a movie recommendation or just have a little chat, you can email us at openingkillpod@gmail.com.
Sweet. All right. Well, happy Thanksgiving, Michael.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Just stuff your face with some delicious turkey. I know I will be doing that. And enjoy your Black Friday as well. Try not to go to the stores.
Yeah, don't go to the stores. All right. We will see you next week with Sinister. See ya.
See ya.
Opening Kill is produced by Mystic Cloud Productions and hosted by Brian O'Connor and Michael Duran. New episodes drop every Thursday wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And don't forget, you can watch the video versions on YouTube. See you next time. If you survive the opening